Hey, uh, this is a goof. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about something. I don't care what. No, no. Um, I've got nothing to do. I get bored. I try to think of something I can do, something I would enjoy doing, and at the moment, I just feel like doing a video. I thought I would talk about some things. Let's. This will be. I think I'll just make this another rant video. Just intentionally a rant. I've already made one rant video. I'm gonna make another rant video. That's what this will be. Um, let's start with that whole topic of games and how they used to be and how they are now. And I think part of the reason there's such a draw to the older games is because a lot of them are IPs that are no longer around. I have a huge draw to Sega games. I love Sega games, old Sega games, before before all this high tech hoo ha we have now. It's just there were some cool IPs that would be great on today's hardware with the right love. The right people. I get tired of studios being handed an IP and being told just make something, but they don't actually look into it. They don't talk to these guys and get their input about things. They don't make sure that the guys that they're hiring to make a game out of an IP are the right guys for it. They don't, guys or girls. I'm not sexist. I just used to saying guys, but I mean girls too. Whoever's working on it. And let's not forget Golden Axe Dragon Rider. Is that what it was called? I'm not sure. I played it. I didn't care for it. It's not what I wanted in a Golden Axe game. Granted, I did like the main character, but the gameplay just wasn't up to snuff. I really missed beat 'em ups. I don't know what happened to beat 'em ups. Uh, we don't have any beat 'em ups. Not lately. I mean, when's the last time we had a beat 'em up? And I don't even see any indie developers making beat 'em ups. I would be for sure that some indie developer would be sitting out there going, there hasn't been a good beat 'em up in a good while. When I say beat 'em up, I mean Streets of Rage, Final Fight, the old Ninja Turtle games that were like in the arcade and whatnot. Final Fight, Ninja Turtles, Streets of Rage. There was another one, and I can't. Well, I guess you would say Double Dragon. That's one of them. You know, but yeah, this genre seems pretty dead, doesn't it? I would love to see it come back. There was at one point on Kickstarter. They were kickstarting for a River City Ransom 2. It would be nothing. This is the hell of it is. There were sequels to River City Ransom in Japan because it's not called River City Ransom, and we never got those games. This game that I saw, this River City Ransom, seems vastly different. It doesn't seem like it connects to any of those. It's just basically the same style and whatnot. It looked cool, I'll admit, though I do question why there are so many indie developers going with 8-bit. Why are we going with 8-bit, just 8-bit? Do none of you have a passion for the 16-bit era? Do you not know what 16-bit graphics should look like? Do you need some kind of pointers? I could point you. I could tell you what you need, what you're lacking. But yeah, we haven't had a beat 'em up in a while. I would like to see another Streets of Rage. I would like to see a new Golden Axe, a beat 'em up, an actual beat 'em up, not what we got. I want. This is my thing. I've got ideas of what would make a great beat 'em up, but I'm not a developer. I'm not a programmer. I've tried being a programmer. Anybody who goes, anybody can do it, they're full of it. Some people just aren't that capable. I know I'm not. I'm lucky to be able to do pixel art as well as I do. I'm good with some pixel art, Frank-inspired, and more. But it's not enough. It wouldn't be enough to make an indie game. I'm not a programmer. I can't be a programmer. I mean, everybody has their strong points, and I think that's what a lot of people forget. For some people, graphics are a strong point. For some people, audio work is a strong point. That's why you have groups of people who make these games, be it large or small, but that's why you have these groups of people. These groups of people together make these games because each one has a job. And it makes it go quicker, and it makes it happen. But yeah, I want to see 16-bit. Come on, guys. I know some of you know how to do 16-bit. 16-bit is not, there's just a little more detail, a little more color on the screen. You're not stuck to a very small palette like the NES had, or the Sega Master had. You get a pretty big palette, and you get a pretty good amount of colors on screen. I like pixel art, and I like two-dimensional games. And it doesn't have to be 8-bit, even though everybody's got this obsession with 8-bit. 16-bit would be great, and I'm hoping somebody out there finally steps up to the plate and goes, yeah, we should do a 16-bit game. Only time will tell. Anyhow, that's enough of that. Let's move on to something else. Well, actually, let's stay on this just for a second. Sega, you've got all these IPs. Do something with them, alright? Make a new Phantasy Star. When I say a new Phantasy Star, I don't mean online. I mean Phantasy Star 5. I shouldn't have to make a fan game. You've got an audience out here. You can do it up right if you had the right ideas. I've got plenty of ideas. I'm just not a programmer. I've already started pinning a story on it. I've already started pinning the plot and everything for a sequel. But I'm one guy, and it gets annoying having to do all this stuff on your own. And I've tried having people help me with my fan game, my Phantasy Star fan game. I've tried having people help me. But for some reason they feel like, even though it's my project and I'm in charge, they're just helping me. They come in, start helping, and then all of a sudden feel like they've got a lot of say-so. So all of a sudden they're like, I don't like this, I don't like that, you should change this, you should be like, it should be like this, it should be this, it should be this, it should be this. And I'm like, it's not your vision, it's my vision. You came on to help me. So I got to the point where after the last time I had help, I was like, I'm going to do this on my own. It'll take forever, and it might not even get done. I don't know. I have days where I can't focus on stuff. I can't sit. I don't have that drive. I don't have that enthusiasm. I don't have... I don't have it. Sorry, I keep getting messages on Steam. I don't have any of this stuff. It comes and it goes randomly, and then 9 times out of 10, all I do is sit and work on the graphics, or mess with the audio with my remixes. That's the majority of what I do, because the rest of it is programming and scripting, and it just, after a while, and then there's the problem with my spelling. I'm a horrible speller. I'm horrible with my handwriting and typing, and I'm really worried about how this project's going to go. But bottom line, I shouldn't have to do this. Sega should be doing this. If they would do it right, it could be very popular. A single-player RPG like we used to get, controlling a group of people, it's not completely unheard of. I mean, Pokemon's still around. It's a turn-based RPG, and it's still successful. So why can't it be successful by others? And I've already got like this vision. I had this vision of the battles looking very similar to what they did in Part 4, Phantasy Star 4. Only everything's actually polygonal. Everything's made up of 3D models, right? So you're behind the characters. You can see the backs of them like you would in another game. And then in front of them off in the distance, they would actually be off in the distance. And you would see these 3D models of, the monsters up in there. And whenever it's the character's turn, whoever's turn it is, the screen could pan over behind them and then follow them as they run up to the enemy from behind, from that perspective, and then do their attack, or just move up a little, kind of go forward and then cast their spell and then kind of hop back, but never doing the rotate, never going around, but just kind of sticking with that perspective. I've got that idea. I've had that idea for a long time, and I wish to God I was a programmer. I really do. I've tried learning, trust me. I partly just don't have the patience for it. I have a dog out there barking. I don't know what he's barking about. This video is almost over. But Sega, you've got some cool IPs. Do something with them. Where's Alex Kidd? Where's I don't know, Wonder Boy maybe? I don't know. Where's all these characters? What happened to them? All I keep seeing out of Sega is games like, more recently, that Alien game. Really? And some other game that just doesn't look appealing at all to me. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. And I've said it before. People who used to not be gamers are gamers now, and they prefer something drastically different. And they're the majority, so they get catered to the most. Whereas guys like me who grew up in the 80s and 90s, who really love the stuff that came out of Japan, we're the minority. We're not the ones who's going to make the big money, so they don't focus on us. That's what happened. That's what happened with Sega, and I'm worried that's what's slowly starting to happen in Nintendo. They only have a niche crowd now. It's becoming very niche. I mean, they don't sell copies of Mario like they used to. They don't sell copies of Zelda like they used to. They don't sell Metroid like they used to. But that's because a lot of gamers are moving away from that kind of stuff here in the U.S. And it's sad. Even young gamers, kids that are just getting off to a start in gaming, they want to play Call of Duty. I don't think they should be playing Call of Duty, but they play Call of Duty. New rant. Let's move on. Let's move on this rant. I got another part I want to talk about. Parents and the media blaming video games for their kids going freaking nuts, snapping, and killing a bunch of kids and killing a bunch of people in their school. All right? That's bad parenting. That is not the video game's fault. That's the parent for not keeping the video game out of their hands. And really, you can't blame the video game. It's also, there's something going on with that kid already. If somebody is that messed up to go off killing a bunch of people, there's something very psychologically wrong with them. Psychologically, there's a lot wrong with them. And they need help. And they don't get help. It's parents being neglectful, not paying attention, and the media just blaming everything else. Do you know why the media blames video games all the time? They want to see it go away. A lot of them are people stuck in the past. They're the same types of people that we had in the past who said, oh, comics are evil. Comics are the devil. Rock music is evil. It's the devil's music. Now it's pretty much that same sort of idealism when it comes to video games. And the media and a lot of politicians, they're doing everything they can to kill it. And they're going to keep pushing, but you can't blame these video games. Look, if video games were really at fault for all these random killings that happen out of nowhere, don't you think it'd be happening more often? Because there's a lot of people who play these kind of games. I've been playing all kinds of games since I was younger. I've been playing really violent games. I've played very whimsical games. But you don't see me going out and killing anyone. You don't see me brutally hurting anyone. I play a game called Postal 2. You can walk around, unzip your pants, and piss on somebody. It's funny as hell, and that's what it's supposed to be, it's funny. But there were people who took that seriously, like, oh my god, it's a horrible thing. And you don't see me going out and do that. I'm not going to go out with a freaking shovel, piss on somebody, and then bang them across the head. You don't see me doing that. It's a video game. I know better. If it was really the video game's fault, we would have massive amounts of killings every year. And we don't. Because it's not the video games. In fact, it's been shown that video games have the opposite effect. They're therapeutic. They help people with their there's a word I'm looking for. I'll just say their anger. With their aggressions. There we go. Aggressions. It's very therapeutic and it does help them. I'm pretty sure it helps me to an extent too. So all this blaming on video games needs to stop. If you watch this, stop blaming video games. It isn't the video game's fault, alright? No, it's not video games. No, I'll tell you what it is. Something's wrong with these kids. It's not getting caught in time. Because 9 times out of 10, a parent is, how do I say this? They're in denial. They're in denial. They don't want to face the fact that there's something wrong with their child. So instead they pretend like it's not happening. Everything's hunky-dory, perfect, because they don't want to stress out, and then it bites them in the ass, and then the kid goes on a killing spree. They should have just... And then there's the people that are really weird for religious reasons or whatever. They don't trust doctors of any kind. So they won't take their kid, they won't take them to get the help that they need, the medication that they might need. They don't do it. So the kid eventually, yes, they fucking snap. They snap, they go on a rampage, but it's so random and few and far between. Yes, it's a tragedy when it happens, but don't you think, and I've said it again, I'm saying it again, and I'm going to say it again and again and again until I get it across. If it was really the video game's fault, considering how many kids and even adults who play video games, don't you think there would be more of those on a mass scale? Yes, there would. But it's as if logic went out the freaking window. Logic just went, bye-bye. Everybody's just like, bye-bye, logic. Woohoo! Yes, the logic, it can go. Bye-bye, logic. Woohoo! What the hell? There is a complete lack of logic. Human beings are weird creatures. I'm ashamed to be a part of the human race. I want to see the new Planet of the Apes. At first I didn't want to, but you know what? I'm going to root for the apes. I am. I'm going to root for the fucking apes. Why? Because humans are fucking... They even prove this in the movie trailer. They prove this. They show it. Because what is that guy's like? They're animals! And he's crazy and he thinks they should die and he threatens his family and he threatens all of them. And then... I haven't even seen the movie yet, but they've shown enough to give you a really good idea what the movie's about. What happens, what goes down. But my point is humanity. I've lost faith in humanity. We're all a bunch of aggressive idiots. We lack complete, total common sense. And logic. Logic goes out the window all the time. And on top of all of that, love. The love is gone. We don't have the love anymore. And you can't blame it. I know this is going to happen. Somebody's going to blame it on Christian. Oh, there's not enough Christian values. You don't need Christian values to know to be a good person. It takes teaching. You need to teach the younger generation. That's what it takes. That's something that's taught. Alright, I'm going to make another video. I'm going to cut this short because my dog is outside raising hell at something. There he goes again. I don't know what it is. He's a little beagle. He's nuts. I'm fixing to go out there and see what the hell is probably. He's right outside my window. I'm going to go see what it is. You all have a good one. I'll rant again later. Bye now.